So Jussie Smollett, you may remember, last we spoke of him, a judge said he was appointing a special prosecutor because he thought something hinky happened with the state's attorney in Chicago who dropped the case. And that judge said, look, we're going to look at I'm going to appoint the special prosecutor. And that opens the door that if the special prosecutor thinks that the state's attorney screwed up, you could refile charges against Jussie Smollett for lying to cops.
Have to go through the whole thing all over again.
And he just filed papers saying, that is BS. You cannot do that to me. It is double jeopardy.
Yeah, the big question here, though, is whether or not it actually is double jeopardy, right? Because the state's attorney's office dropped the charges, basically not ever going through with prosecuting him on those charges. Again, if you remember, he was basically made a payment to Chicago for the bail that he had put up initially, and that was all he had to do in addition to time already that he had done in community service to the city.
Yeah, and Sean, I think, my understanding of double jeopardy in situations like this is it attaches when a jury is impaneled.
Exactly.
And this was before the jury was impaneled.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but that is my understanding of the situation as well, that there has to have been an actual trial that began forward. Now, there was a grand jury, but the grand jury,
that doesn't count as
right,
double
exactly.
jeopardy. Although they may make the argument, but it sounds like that's the argument they're going to make.
I think that is the argument they're going to make because that is the only jury that was impaneled in the situation. But again, that doesn't seem like it's going to hold water because that's a pre-trial situation.
So basically, and Jussie's filed like 3 separate motions. I mean, he's right now there are 2 things going on in Chicago. One is the special prosecutor that was appointed to review the case, and the second is, remember, the city of Chicago is going after Jussie to recover the cost of investigating the case in the first place. And in that case, the predicate of that case is he faked the attack. So if this does end up going to trial, they will essentially litigate whether that happened or not.
Hi, my name is Arlesia Williams here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Now, in my opinion, I kind of think that is double jeopardy. The law is that once a judge make a ruling, that no other judge or even the same judge could overrule what they have ruled because their ruling is final. This is something that was 16 separate counts that he was indicted on, which means he was pulled in front of a jury, which still counts.
No, he actually never went in front of a jury. The grand jury is done in secret, so that didn't happen. And grand juries don't attach double jeopardy. So, I mean, that seems to be the argument they're going to make. We'll see.